All right, let's go.
What's the countdown at? We're live?
We are
Like right
live.
now? That
All right,
started
here we
so
are. Here we
abruptly.
go.
It's wait, we started?
How's it
This is
going?
it?
How's it going, everyone?
Oh hey Amy,
So
what's up?
welcome. Here we are. Here's the intro. How's it going? We got some great stuff for you today.
This is the most
Um,
rip-roaring intro we've ever done.
We have to make it interesting somehow.
that's right. That's right. Right. We're just on the nose. We're just chit chatting about life. We got some good stuff coming on this week that is not this show. High school Bible study again on Monday. We're gonna have middle school Bible study on Tuesday. Maybe Tyler Holland will be back for Wednesday. It might be me and Twombly again. We'll see. We got normal Sunday services for big service for our church. So lots of fun stuff. Am I missing anything, Twombly?
Did you mention big church?
I did, but I didn't give a lot of details.
Big church, 9:30. Tune in. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday we'll be regathering together at the South Campus. If you have not signed up for which service you are going to, get your parents to do that so that we know that you're coming. There's a limited amount of space because we want to keep everybody safe, spread out. So yeah, so sign up online. What
That's
did
right.
Amy say?
Amy has said hi.
I'm
play. I don't know what that
Feed
FIFA?
3H.
Fish? Is it fish?
Feed 3H.
Anyway, so
we have a show
what's been
map.
going on? What's been going on for y'all? How's y'all's week been? Anything interesting? Anything fun?
I did birthday cards today, so if you're born in June, good luck. I wrote you a nice little note congratulating you on your year. I got to see Tyler Holland today because I was picking up an inflatable bed that I left there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember y'all talking about that.
Wacky wavy inflatable tube bed.
If anybody wants to know where he is, they are still just hanging out, resting at home, taking some time off for a new bebe. A new bebe named a Sky. Beautiful little.
What about you, Josh? What have you been up to?
My life has involved putting up a ceiling in our building on the second floor.
Ceiling?
A ceiling
fan?
No, a ceiling.
Like
a ceiling.
Wow.
So I don't know if any of you are aware. This since February of last year, we have been working on building a building ourselves because our contractor bailed on us as soon as we started. And
that's a bummer.
So we've built from the ground up a 2-story garage with right now the siding is on and everything. We have a second floor and basically what this ended up with was this week we got some of the walls upstairs put in and using the 2x4s and everything, and then we put some wood on the sides of that, and then to put the ceiling we just got big pieces of plywood, put it up through the purlins which go between the trusses on the top or on the roof.
Yeah.
And we put that up there, and then we would drill the 2x4s, or we would drill nails. Yes, basically.
That's how you do
it. Is that the
that's
new
jackhammer.
You just do
I
this
mean,
and controls?
I mean, to be fair, we did use these things called palm nailers, which basically you hook up an air compressor to it, and it's basically it just uses the air and it goes like and then it's basically palm nailer go burr. Palm nailer go burr.
My week has not nearly been as exciting as that.
Oh.
I have walked around, caught some Pokemon for Pokemon Go. Just
Pokemon.
Keeping it old school.
Pokemans.
Watch lots of rain, lots of sun, lots of humidity, lots of strange weather going on.
Lots of humility.
Grocery shopping, getting gas, running errands, the usual stuff.
Didn't you just blow a ton of money because you got your government cash back?
I did just get
Did you feel
so
liberated?
fun story. I'm a junior, so my dad and I have the same name, and my parents were
What?
like, "This just says, yeah. Did you know my first name is Bradley?"
I did.
Bradley.
I did not
Yes.
know it was
So
Bradley Lane Dogtree
Dogtree Jr.
Jr.
That's right.
Dotre.
So the check just said Bradley, and they were like, I don't know which Bradley this is for. So my parents were like, hey, I'm just gonna keep it until we get another one. So they got another one, and they're like, okay, this one's. So I got that check, and I need to cash it, or at least put it in my debit or
Nice.
debit account.
It's awesome.
Imagine
Fun
getting
stuff.
money.
Yeah, imagine that.
Lane, what do we got today, show wise?
Oh, we got some fun stuff. We just shot the breeze. We just talked about each other's week.
That's usually point number one. Just
Yes,
peek
absolutely.
If there was a curtain,
Dude, I look at that
peek
breeze
behind
and
the
I'm like,
curtain, shoot the breeze, pop.
Yes.
Fruitless
So
effort.
we got some sporty talk today. Some nice sporting event themed conversations. We're gonna talk about our top 3 to 5, depending on what time we got, favorite Olympic sports to watch.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about food to eat at concession stands at a sporting event. Those are our first couple, so good times. So let's go ahead and start Olympic sports.
3?
We were going to have...
Do 3?
We can start with 3. We can do some runner-ups, too.
Add a couple runner-ups. Okay.
Right. So, unfortunately, we are not getting the Summer Olympics this summer like we thought we were. Very sad day. I'm a little bit disappointed.
me
Actually,
when I
I'm a
don't
lot
get the Summer
disappointed.
Olympics.
Very much.
Yeah. Anyway, let's start with you, Twombly.
Are we looking
Also, we'll
for-
make a rule. We'll make a rule. If this sport is played normally throughout the year, so like baseball, football, soccer, anything like that,
The standards.
it is ineligible. It has to be a uniquely Olympic sport.
Okay.
Whoa, what do you mean? All Olympic sports are played outside of the Olympics.
Yeah.
In some
Listen,
He's just gonna pick
listen.
soccer and baseball.
for the sports, so like for
Listen.
soccer, the Olympics is not the pinnacle. It is
Yeah,
not
right.
the height of your soccer prowess. In fact, typically it's just a way for young players to get some experience. So
Right.
I think it's fair that one is
Yeah.
left
Okay.
out.
Like
This one is a tough one.
Americanized sports.
Are we only doing summer sports?
No, we can do summer
Yeah,
or
it's just
winter.
Olympics.
Oh, that's tough. Okay. I'm looking at a list of them right now.
Well, I
I'm
have
going
one.
to start.
You want
I'm
to
gonna
start,
with
Josh?
speed skating.
Oh,
Ooh,
speed skate.
Ooh.
Speed
Okay.
skating is my number
That is
3.
fun. That is fun to
Speed
watch.
skating is like, so it's so fast, and dudes like slide a lot when they like trip, and that's a terrible explanation, but it's very entertaining.
It just sounds like figure skating with extra steps.
It is figure skating, but like in a circle, and like that's the
Against other
point,
people.
is to be faster in the circle.
Right. All right, Josh. What's one of yours?
Okay, so I'm going to choose curling simply because the memes that came out of it this last year were hilarious.
Yes,
I like all the people with their Roombas and the Swifters. Just like,
Yep.
it was hilarious.
Great stuff.
It was so good.
So, I guess this is my number 3. There's a lot of Olympic sports I like and enjoy watching, but number 3 is Olympic diving. So like doing all the twists and flips off the platforms.
Uh-huh.
I think it's fantastic.
I agree, and
then like the thing where it's like if you make a large splash, you get deducted points. I think that's an interesting factor.
yeah, the amount of discipline you have to be able to bend your body that way consistently for a number of rotations in a short
Right.
span of time, and then hope you don't belly flop.
Right.
Pretty amazing.
See, the
Pretty
thing is
amazing.
like I understand like counting rotations, but like
Uh-huh.
there's a certain point where you get dizzy, and like
Yeah.
I don't know like where like what is up and what is down anymore.
Yeah, you're just like
That's impressive. Yeah.
I would love to see somebody jump off a diving board and just do that. Just go and like just twist out of
Just
order.
flail.
Yeah, that
slap
sounds like a
into the
great way to
water.
break your hip.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, my number 2 is luge.
Luge. Oh
Luge,
man.
I'm more of a
ooh.
winter sports guy. I'll be honest. Part of that might be because I'm from Maine.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I would say luge is just like it's like NASCAR, except it's just to go as fast as you can. And sometimes these random countries win. Like 2 years ago when they had it, like South Korea, the host, won gold in the singles luge, and it was awesome. And it's just fun to watch how fast they go. Big fan.
Amy brought up a great thing
Maurice
that
the
I didn't even
Great
think
likes
of.
syrup drinking, pizza eating, and Olympic sitting.
Oh yeah, I just saw that.
Big
That's
fan.
fantastic.
Big fan.
That's very
Amy
how very
Johnson,
American
there's
of
only
you.
one race, the human
Yes.
race.
There's only-
I think maple syrup's Canadian.
Josh, what's your 2?
Um,
Don't tell that to people in New England.
Okay.
I'm having such a hard time. Amy said something that I agree with that made me kick off my second, which originally I was going to say figure skating, but no, Amy's right. Is bobsled, bobsleigh,
Bobsled's good.
literally because Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
It's so good.
Good stuff. All right.
Big fan.
But it is
My
like it is
number
interesting
2.
how like how fast I'm like you
Oh,
don't
yeah,
realize
right.
like
It's
yeah no
The,
you
the,
could
most,
die.
the most important part is like at the beginning where they sprint together and like jump in all together at the same time.
They
Fun
jump
stuff.
in and all they have is a plastic helmet to keep their heads from blasting off of the ice.
Right.
It's
And
great.
they're going like 60, 70 plus miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Lane, what's your 2?
So, my number 2 is Olympic swimming.
Ooh.
I was on swim team at Lily Flag for 4 or 5 years.
No
So
way.
swimming is near and dear to my heart. When I was doing swim team, it was the 2008 Summer Olympics when Michael Phelps was at his peak.
Yeah.
So that was inspiring. That
I
was
don't know
fun.
what the swim
Love
equivalent
it.
to a baller is, but that's what he was.
Yeah, and like people talk about how like his body like proportion, like his torso is really short,
He
but
looks
then he has
really-
really long legs and really long
Yeah.
arms.
He's
Yeah,
like
good stuff.
look at me.
And then he does. Who's the guy that does that like thing where like they slap their back? That was a big
I
thing.
don't know.
What?
Is
Ryan,
that just to get the
Lochte,
blood
that's
moving?
it.
Like I don't get it.
yes.
Okay, Tyler.
Oh, it's my turn
It
for
is
my
your
number
turn.
1. This one's really tough, because Amy said like the gymnastics. The U.S. women's gymnastics team is incredible, like just absolutely insane. But also, I love swimming. Like all the races for the swimming are probably some of the most entertaining stuff you can watch. So I'm gonna let it be a tie.
Ooh,
Oh.
tie between gymnastics
Yeah,
and swimming.
between gymnastics and
Sounds
swimming.
like someone's
because
indecisive.
Yep.
That is correct, sir. You may now indecisively do your turn,
So
if you so please.
I am kind of am kind of cheating only because I row crew competitively. And if anyone in the comments doesn't know what crew is, just look up Olympic rowing. And
Okay.
Well, I know-
basically
yeah, I know, bro.
it's it's so good. It's when you know like what goes into making a boat go fast, it like watching a race is like really interesting. Like cuz you actually
yeah.
can kind of see what people are thinking like as they're rowing, and I think that again I'm kind of cheating because like I row in like competitively.
Yeah.
But I think that it is kind of that's one of the reasons that I'm sad that the Summer Olympics is going away, specifically because the only thing that I was going to watch in the Summer Olympics was the rowing events. That was it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Good stuff. One of my good friends, Corey Blackman, he rowed for Auburn. Good stuff.
Yep, I rowed with the
That's
same
pretty
team
cool.
he did in high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
So my number 1, is of course everyone's favorite. Tyler mentioned it.
The swimming.
Gymnastics.
Oh,
I love it.
gymnastics.
No, swimming was my number 2.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the uneven bars and
Yeah.
all of the like twists and
Those are
flips
pretty
they do.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
that's fun. Floor routine is fun, and then the uh, what's that? They run and then they jump on the trampoline thing. What's that one called?
I mean, there's one that's
Oh,
like
I
a
don't know.
long trampoline that's called a tumble, the tumbler, I think is what it is. But it's like
Something like that. But anyway, good stuff. Love it.
I
And like you said, the U.S. women's team is like unstoppable.
They're so good.
so crazy.
fantastic.
This last or for most of the winters when we go to work out at D1's or what used to be D1 Sports, it got bought out by Godspeed, but they have in like the back area they have like a giant trampoline, and we would be working out and we'd see these grown men like super muscly, and they just like be going going way up in the air and just like flipping like 5 times before coming back down. And I mean, I remember I wanted to do
amazing.
gymnastics for a while before I
Yeah.
moved here. It was like it's crazy.
I know, like one of the more controversial things is like, okay, it is traditionally a more feminine sport,
Uh-huh.
but then like you see this guy like super ripped, and you go, oh, what sport do you do? And he goes gymnastics, and you go, maybe I should reconsider this gymnastics thing,
Yeah.
because they're
You
they're
see a
just
ripped
like,
dude
cut.
and you're like, bro, that guy lifts, and he's like, nah, I do those ring things.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And you're like,
Oh yeah.
what?
Men is
Yeah.
Senate.
Incredible.
Any quick honorable mentions before we move on?
Oh, I love the skiing long jump, Winter
Oh
Olympics.
yeah, awesome.
I
I
like it.
love figure skating. Good stuff.
I like
Yeah.
snowboarding. The snowboarding is fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Snowboarding's great.
like snowboarding. Whenever I think of snowboarding, I just think of that like DK Mountain in Mario Kart.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Besides, that's it. That's what snowboard. That's what Olympic snowboarding is to me.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I've got
go ahead.
I've got several actually. Handball, which is basically like soccer, except you get to hold the ball instead of kicking it.
So like
Can't
rugby.
kick it. No, there's a net. It's not like a uprights or whatever. Table tennis, big fan.
Oh
Any form of fighting, I would say, in the Olympics is
Like
pretty crazy.
UFC.
Yeah, like taekwondo, judo, that stuff is
right,
crazy.
yeah.
Olympic shank.
The weightlifting is pretty awesome, and then I'm
Oh,
also
yeah.
a big fan of the snowboarding. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Here's one. It has its own kind of category. It's not really Olympics, but have any of y'all watched the lumberjack games?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Where
Those
they
are
do
pretty
like
insane.
chainsaw races and like climbing poles. It's so entertaining.
It's pretty
Someone has
awesome.
to-
To
someone
be able
has
to
to
do that
make-
with a chainsaw is crazy.
Someone has to make the dad games. It's like who can change the oil in a car fastest, who can grill the most burgers in 30 minutes.
I think
Change the diaper.
there'd be a big following for that for sure.
That would be
Yeah,
amazing.
I think so too. Maybe we should do that. We should have our own like.
There
Put it
are
on our
lots of dads at
Whitesburg Instagram.
Whitesburg. That would be very
That's
entertaining.
true.
So imagine we're in a world where we are at these Olympic sports. We're watching them. We're having a good time. All three of us
Mhm.
together,
Yeah.
and we go
Sure.
and we go to the concession stand. What are we eating, guys? What are we getting for food?
That was a great segue. I'd just like to mention that was amazing.
Well, my number 3, I'm gonna say, like just a classic hot dog.
Classic hot dog is
They're
good.
typically made pretty well. I like them straight up, although I'll add ketchup. Maybe never been a mustard guy, but I've been thinking
Yeah.
about transitioning towards mustard. Cause
I'm a
it's not
big
bad.
chili cheese dog kind of guy.
That's
Okay,
good decision.
chili cheese
Good
dog.
stuff.
Good decision, Josh.
What about you, Jeff?
Something that it's annoying because even though this definitely should be a concession stand and is sold at some concession stand, but it's more like a fair food. It's fried Oreos.
Ooh,
They're the
yeah,
best
that is
things
true.
ever
It is more
created.
like a fair food.
I'll
but-
allow it.
I've seen it at a
It's in the
concession
realm.
stand before.
Yeah, I would say even if you're not at a sporting event, I mean, it is concession-y.
Mhm.
I'm with you on that. In that
Yeah.
realm, I'm gonna go. In Maine, we call them elephant ears, but it's just fried dough, just a big, and not
Oh.
like not like in the strudel looking.
It's not a funnel cake.
fashion.
But it's like close to that.
Yeah, it's basically a funnel cake, but just as one flat piece of dough.
Yeah,
Interesting.
So like crispy, powdered sugar. Big fan.
What I'm going for, there's a couple that I really like, but the first thing that I'll probably go for is a good, nice, warm cinnamon sugar pretzel.
Oh.
Good stuff. I love a big jumbo pretzel.
Is your name Stanley? Do you line up for Pretzel Day?
Pretzel Day is a good day. with the works.
Everything.
Maurice the Great just roasted Josh. He said fried Oreos equals heart disease. I can't argue with that. I mean, there's not really much you can say. It is true at some point, if that were all that you ate, much like Jared at Subway, you probably would get heart disease.
I raise you to live as Christ, to die as gain.
Oh, look what I'm about to post.
To live is fried Oreos, to die is also fried Oreos.
yes.
Quality of life is better than quantity.
Oh, God.
Eat healthy, folks. Eat healthy.
I agree.
I like Amy's. Amy's was pretty good. Sour Punch straws. With Sprite, I don't know if I'd go with Sprite, but I get the fruity aspect of it. I don't know Taekwondo, so I will not be fighting her. Lane, what do you have? Or did you say your number two?
Okay.
The cinnamon roll?
No. My number one was pretzel, and then my number two is some good some loaded nachos.
Oh yeah.
So like you got the cheese, you got jalapenos, you've got whatever else you want on there. Maybe some taco meat, maybe some shredded chicken. It's a very
nachos are just a canvas for everything that is good and beautiful in the world.
Yeah. What did you say, Josh?
I said nachos are just a canvas for everything that is good and beautiful in the world.
Yeah,
What if I put an
agree.
Xbox on my nachos?
Oh,
Xbox
even better! Even better! Yes.
Yeah, you can still eat the nachos. My number one is, so in Maine, they call it a Sea Dog biscuit, which the minor league baseball team in Portland, Maine is the Portland Sea Dogs. Shout out to all my 207s out there. A Sea Dog biscuit is 2 chocolate chip cookies with ice cream in the middle.
Okay.
I've seen that before.
You've probably seen them at the store. So not a novel idea, but the fact that they're called a Sea Dog biscuit and you usually get them at a Sea Dog game, it puts it over the top for me. Number one.
It's the novelty of like that unique special name and context is nice.
All right. My number one, I would like to just explain some context. So for me, when I go to like, whether it's a movie or like a sports game or whatever it is, when I go to get concessions, normally I would go and eat before or after the event, and it wouldn't be like because obviously all this stuff is overpriced for a very specific reason. So
100%.
But however, the one thing that I will usually get at these concession stand is a drink, and therefore Wild Cherry Pepsi. My favorite concession.
He was gonna say Coke earlier. He was gonna say my number.
I know,
one
but
is
then Lane changed
Coke,
my mind, and he was correct.
He
was correct
to his favorite soda.
More likely, you will find
I'd like to know
at a
what
concession
sporting
stand.
event you're going to that has Wild Cherry Pepsi.
I mean, a lot of concession stand. Okay, like if you're thinking, okay, there's a guy walking around like with the thing that he's carrying, then yes, he's just gonna have regular Coke. But like if you're going to like a specific place, like in a stadium that's usually there, they'll have like bottles of different sodas.
That's true.
So okay, if the option is not there, then Coke.
I'm not a big fan of the overpriced like plastic bottles of Coke. Because like I think it's funny that like I've seen a chart that like you can get a 2 liter of Coke for like $1, and then like the smaller the size of Coke gets, the more expensive, and I think that's really unfortunate.
You need to find that chart and send it to me.
You can get soda at Walmart for like 60 cents, and it's a 2 liter.
Yep. Right.
So
maybe that says a lot about what it's made of, but still.
So Your turn, Twombly. I think.
I was gonna
Are
say,
you finished?
no, we're moving on, right? This is a special day. Lane is gonna
Oh,
give
it is
us
a
some
special day.
advice
All
on
right,
candles with Lane. We're bringing
so
it back.
this is what's happening. So the sporting event is over. We're all going home.
Mm-hmm.
I want to relax with a nice candle. Right?
I agree.
I go, oh, I don't have a candle. Where should I go buy one?
I'm laughing because I am so impressed that Lane created a narrative for his thought process of going through the show today. It started
happened.
with, let's go to the Olympics. What are we
Yep.
eating while we're there? And now on my way home, I'm planning on having a nice lay down with a candle.
Right.
But I
Continue.
realized on my way home, oh wait, I don't have any candles at home. I used the last one because I need to relax so much.
Yeah.
Because
I
I'm
want y'all
such
to
a
know
laid,
that
I'm
this was
such a
not-
laid back
this-
person.
This was not planned. This was spur of the moment. It just kind of happened.
I love it.
Lane, you're amazing.
So before I go, I'm stopping by the concession stand, getting a good Tiger's Blood snow cone. Good stuff.
Oh.
Oh.
Tiger's Blood snow cone.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I'm driving around. I go, where can I get a good candle? Well, there's a couple places. Well, I'll name them off, and then we can discuss what we think. What are our favorites? So we've got Bed Bath and Beyond.
Mm-hmm. Bath and
We've
Body
got
Works good.
Bath and Body Works. You know, your general, your Target, your Walmart, your local grocery
Some
stores,
quality places.
and then if you want a real comforting place to get a candle, you go to Cracker Barrel. They've got good
Oh
candles there.
yes.
So, like,
Or
hypothetically,
like you
had
know
lunch
local.
at the ballpark. You're looking for dinner. Cracker Barrel it is. Found my candle.
That's right. And then like you can buy at local shops and stuff like that. So what do we think, guys? What do we think about these candle purchasing locations?
I am all in on getting my candles from, as Amy said, Walmart. Walmart.
Good stuff.
Big
I
fan of
disagree,
Walmart.
only because-
they have Yankee Candle.
Oh,
Yankee,
Oh yeah,
Yankee Candle's
Yankee,
really
good brand.
taking my candles.
But isn't Yankee Candle
Uh,
more like a thing? Like it's a brand that you find at other stores. You don't go to the Yankee Candle store.
There is a Yankee
Uh,
Candle store in Parkway Place Mall, I do believe.
But I'm saying you can find Yankee Candle. But I'm saying like if you're, I suppose if you're going to a store specifically for candles, you might look for the Yankee Candle store. But like as someone who
Right.
is not the most familiar, you might just
You
find it
should
in a
have
different place.
just- you know what? If you've got a Google Maps, why don't you just share your screen and just show us where you've marked your locations?
No,
of every
I'm
candle?
I'm looking at my notes. I don't have anything.
That's incredible. I have no idea where to get candles other than that.
Okay.
Other than
Well,
Walmart and Target. They're probably overpriced there, but you know, it's where I shop. so.
Bath and Body Works is maybe
Too many cents.
for us three. It might be a little bit more on the feminine side, but it's still a great store. Got lots of good stuff. Not nice soaps.
Candles
and,
are all
hand
about.
sanitizer and stuff.
That's what candles are all about, is getting in touch with your feminine side.
That's right.
It's very
Amen.
important.
All right, so
And
So we've
hiding
got our
smells in my
candle.
bathroom.
we've got our candle. We've had our Cracker Barrel meal. We're driving
Uh-huh.
home,
Mm-hmm.
and we go, okay, where do I need a candle in my house? I can't just put it anywhere.
It's
So
a fair
where
point.
am I going to put a candle in my house? So, like, there are places you're not going to put a candle in your garage. Like, that's just a strange place to put it.
Mhm.
So I think a couple good places to put your candle. Number one, the kitchen. After you cook something that smells, maybe you cook some salmon, maybe you cook some tacos. The kitchen's not smelling too great. You light a candle. You got one room, you got one in your bedroom, and then another very important place to put a candle is the bathroom.
Oh yeah, that's in my top 5. Easy. It's
whether-
actually my 101.
Whether you're taking a shower or a bath, you light a candle, or you know maybe it's not smelling so great in the bathroom, you light a candle.
I think Maurice the Great poses an interesting point. Real men put candles in lanterns so they can see, not so that the room smells. I would say that is
Hey,
a double.
Maris, you're not a man, are you?
We don't need to question his manhood. He's got a good point, but I
Yeah,
would
and
rather
he's the
I would
great.
rather
Are you saying
I
that
would rather
that men should only care about utility? Because I don't think that any woman would agree that that's what a man should
100%.
care about.
That's a hot take from Tyler Twombly today, folks.
I only use candle for utility. Yes, that is correct.
Like seeing where you're going, very important. Being soothed with a nice smell, equally important.
Yeah, my question is,
He's
why are those
retarded
things
equal way.
mutually exclusive? Why can't we see where we're going and have the room smell better? I don't.
That's
It's an
right.
either
I don't
or,
see a
Josh.
problem
You
here.
can't have both. What are you, crazy? You can't have both, Josh. See or have good sense. That's what this is about.
I
This is
mean,
the
I mean, I mean,
18th
I mean, I
century.
mean, Cutie put it right. She said we don't need candles. We have electricity.
This is the
Electricity doesn't have
18th
smell,
century,
but
and we are
electricity does allow us to see.
About how we're using our candles. We don't
Electricity
have
does allow us to
electricity.
see. Therefore, we can see and have good smelling candles at the same time.
Yep. So I want y'all to know that as we're going throughout our day in this proposed story, that all I'm thinking of is that scene in Ferris Bueller's Day Off when he's at the baseball game.
Uh-huh.
Good movie, good scene.
It's a good movie.
Yes,
Good
I've
scene.
totally seen that movie, 100%.
I like the scene where his friend is deciding whether he's gonna to drive his dad's Ferrari, and then he just gets frustrated and stomps on the ground. I feel that a lot.
Interesting.
Anyway, the day's over. Our theoretical people are relaxing in their homes after the Olympics.
As you're relaxing, there's one thing that you need, and that is time with Jesus.
That's right. We're relaxing. We're spending time with Jesus.
Which
we're going to go to Spit and Truth with Twombly. So, Twombly, what do you have for us today?
Hold on, I just posted a witty response. Okay.
That's okay.
What an
Today,
internet man.
We're looking at Philippians 2. Philippians 2 verses 12 through 18. So if you have your Bibles, Philippians 2, 12 through 18. It says, "Therefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, so now, not only as in my presence, but much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is God who works in you both to will and to work for his good pleasure. Do all things without grumbling or questioning, that you may be blameless and innocent children of God without blemish in the midst of a crooked and twisted generation, among whom you shine as lights in the world, holding fast to the word of life, so that in the day of Christ I may be proud that I did not run in vain or labor in vain. Even if I am to be poured out as a drink offering upon the sacrificial offering of your faith, I am glad and rejoice with you all. Likewise, you should be glad and rejoice with me." So there's a few pretty good points here, but Paul is writing to the Philippians, trying to encourage them. They were really good friends of his, and they're facing different situations in the world around them, but they're holding fast, and that encourages him very much. And so he's writing to them to continue on in what they're doing, and to keep on in their faith, and to work out their faith in fear and trembling, something that maybe you'll hear a lot in the church. But basically what we're saying is God has put you in the stage of life that you're in order that you would be obedient to him and act in faith. And so working out your faith in fear and trembling is, no matter what situation of life you're in, you're supposed to take that situation and look to God for help in whatever circumstance. So I don't know what you guys are going through today. I know that the epidemic pretty much takes up all our general thoughts. Maybe we've started to go out a little bit more. I know I have. So some other circumstances will certainly arise, but I think that the point is still strong, whether in an epidemic or with the struggles that we have in our life, that we're called to work out our faith, that we're called to know that it's God who works in us both to will and to do good work for his pleasure. Not only that, we do these things without grumbling or questioning. I know that life circumstances are hard, and we do not know why things like an epidemic happen, or wars, or anything like that. But we know that we're supposed to follow God in faith without grumbling or questioning. We're supposed to be obedient to him in the best ways that we can, knowing that He's the one who's in control of our hearts, and He's working all things to the good of those who love Him, so that when He returns, we would be without blemish and show that we're faithful in the midst of a crooked and twisted generation. And I know that you guys certainly may not see it yet, but you will as you get older, that the world is not quite the way that we think it is. And people are certainly inclined to the sinfulness of their heart. And we need to know that, and we need to recognize that in our heart, we have a desire to do what we want and not what God wants. And as we work out our faith, as we try to do things without grumbling and complaining, we need to know that we need to put those thoughts of ours to death, and we need to glorify God in every way we can with our hearts and minds and actions. So, with that, I hope that you guys would rejoice in the work that God has done through Jesus this week, and when we're in big church worshiping God together. And I hope that you would go throughout the world and be lights. So, for you guys, we are signing off. Stay classy and be bright.